I'm going to call to order a meeting of the Audit and Internal Controls Committee of the Nassau County Interim Finance Authority. It is 6:40 p.m. on April 28th, 2025. And note that I'm Chris Wright, the chairman of the committee. Chairman Kessel, Mr. Meiji, Mr. Petracca, who are each the other members of the Audit and Internal Controls Committee, are present, as is Vice Chairman Landsman, and that is that all of the committee members, as well as any member of the board, are present for this committee member and welcome to ask questions during the course of the committee meeting. That may and likely will reduce the amount of commentary and questions we have when we move everything we do in the Audit and Financial Controls Committee to the full board, so we won't repeat ourselves. So welcome anyone to ask questions as we move through the audit committee to make that more efficient and respect everyone's time. With that, the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of our last meeting, which was from November 26th, 2024. Would somebody care to make that motion?
So moved.
It's been made and seconded.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Mo, you're good?
Aye.
I vote aye as well.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. The motion passes. The second item on the agenda is to move through a number of items that allow the authority to submit our audit from the committee to the directors and then ultimately to the entities to whom we submit our audited financials. And I'll turn it over to Carl, our VP of Finance and Treasurer, to walk us through that part of the agenda.
All right, thank you and good evening. I prepared the financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 24, with the assistance of PKF O'Connor Davies, our outside accountants. I'll let the engagement partner, Brett Jensen, of the independent accounting firm, the EFPR Group, take you through our financial statements in greater detail if you wish, but I'll summarize our results. Our net position improved by $82,245,000 while paying $53,100,000 in debt with sales tax receipt. Additionally, we issued $132,960,000 worth of bonds to refund $161,668,000 of outstanding bonds, which generated a present value savings to Nassau County of approximately $8 million. The outstanding amount of NIFA bonds payable at December 31st, 2024 is $998,012,000 and will continue to decrease in the upcoming years. For example, we're scheduled to pay $92,875,000 in 2025. I'm happy to answer any questions before asking Brent to join the presentation.
And for any member of the committee and Vice Chairman Landsman, since you're here, any questions for Carl? I should mention that we've all received these materials in advance and had an opportunity to read them and ask questions as they were being drafted, so it's possible we'll have no questions because we've gotten them all answered in advance. Thank you.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. I am Brent Jensen from EFPR Group. I'm the partner signing for this audit report. And you should have two documents in front of you today that were provided. You have our draft financial statement and the draft reports of the board. I'm going to start off in the financial statement. As Carl mentioned, this financial statement was drafted by Carl with a third-party CPA firm, independent from us. Our contribution to this report is really the independent auditor's report and the report on government auditing standards in the back. We are issuing a clean, unmodified opinion on these financial statements, and they were audited in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards and government auditing standards. They were prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, and in the report on government auditing standards, we do not issue an opinion. However, we would note there if there were any material weaknesses, significant deficiencies, or other findings. We had no such findings in this report. I don't plan on going in depth into the numbers. The one thing I did want to mention, just as a matter of public record, generally, when you look at a financial statement and you see a deficit of $1.1 billion, people will get concerned by that. I do want to stress that it is not a significant issue, and it's really related to how this entity operates. You have the debt that is secured by the sales tax. It is paid on an annual basis, and you are receiving plenty of sales tax to cover your annual debt service. So that's why we had no comment in relation to the fact that the deficit was $1.1 billion.
And it's our debt and the county's debt that we refinanced during the pandemic, and I think
Yes.
our sales tax actually is more than 1x the entire debt every year.
Yes, it is.
So it's very good coverage.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
So that was really the extent of what I wanted to address in the actual financial statement document, unless there were any questions.
Can I ask you, it's your first audit, it's a transition, how did the transition go?
The transition went very smoothly.
And the prior
We
auditors were
had-
cooperative as well?
We had good cooperation from the prior auditor. We had great cooperation from your team. We had really just minor touch-ups here and there on items, but beyond that, the analysis we were given were in good shape. We had really no significant adjustments or anything else that we'd have to.
And there was no time in which you were told you either can't have that information or can't have it now?
No, not at all.
So you had full cooperation and
Full
full access to all the
cooperation
records
throughout.
of the organization?
To that end, I was going to run through quickly the items on the report to the board document as well.
Go for it.
So in terms of the significant accounting policies of the authority, they are detailed in note 1 to the financial statements. There is nothing that lacks authoritative guidance or consensus, basically just our way of saying that you have policies in place for the types of transactions you're doing, and those policies are consistent with generally accepted accounting principles. The performance of any financial statement requires a certain number of accounting estimates. And the performance of yours, for instance, you have a number of actuarially determined items in relation to things like other post-employment benefit obligations or pensions. We look at those assumptions to determine that they are reasonable and consistent to expectations. We had no issue with those estimates. In preparation for this audit, we shared with this committee an audit plan back in the early winter. And really everything in this audit went in accordance with that plan. And therefore, we had no difficulties in performing the audit, no material misstatements that needed to be corrected, no disagreements with management, and really no consultation with other independent accountants in terms of you going out and opinion shopping
Right.
for anything.
The PKF work is actually not with independent accountants, it's with a firm that helps us on an
Correct.
advisory basis.
Yes,
So by
they're a
definition,
third
it's not
party.
an opinion shop.
Right, exactly. And no other audit findings or issues. Really, the only thing that remains to issue this report is to get your approval and the board's approval tonight, and then do our normal opinion data items such as the management representation letter that will be provided and a final disclosure on subsequent events.
And the management representation letter is normal under the circumstances, it's not in lieu of some audit procedure you aren't able to perform.
Correct. It is normal. It is boilerplate. We expect to add nothing to that boilerplate document beyond the normal disclosures that are required.
I've exhausted my questions during your comments. Anybody else have any questions? for me?
Any other comments, concerns, questions that the board should be aware of?
No, I mean, everything went very smoothly. We really had no issue whatsoever that would bring to your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from, including from non-members of the committee? Vice Chairman Lansman?
We're fine.
All right, I think the motion then before us is to approve a resolution, Carl? Is that is there a series of them or just the one?
I think the committee, right,
The committee will approve it and it will move it to the
Goes
full
the whole
board.
board, right.
So the first motion would be on the resolution for the receipt and acceptance of the independent auditor's report. Would somebody on the committee care to make that?
Yeah, I'll
motion?
move.
It's been made.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. That resolution is approved. Carl, anything else for us to cover?
That's it for this item.
Okay, so for this item, how about item 3? Is that also, that covered as well? That's the
No,
authority?
item 3 I'll cover.
You'll cover that. Evan covers that. Okay. Got it. Yes. All right, so item 2 is disposed of. Item 3, Mr. Cohen.
Okay, so action item 3. NIFA is required to annually issue numerous reports pursuant to the NIFA Act, the Public Authorities Law, the Public Authorities Accountability Act of 2005, and the Public Authorities Reform Act of 2009. The 2024 annual report of the authority is one such report and was provided to each of the directors in advance of this meeting as a standalone document because of its size and the fact that it will be also considered by the board at its next meeting later this evening. The report briefly discusses the structure, mission, and accomplishments of the authority through December 31st, 2024. There are also a number of attachments we include to the annual report that must be filed annually for compliance with the aforementioned laws and acts. As listed in your committee materials, these reports include the authority's report on debt issuance, our audited financial statements, a report on internal controls, a report on investments, our prompt payment report, procurement contracts guidelines, property disposition report and guidelines, our mission statement and measurement report, and code of ethics.
All of which were presented to us or made available to us in advance.
Yes.
Okay.
For completeness, we also attach NIFA statute and bylaws. The report and attachments are submitted for your review and recommendation that they be approved by the board at its next meeting scheduled for tonight.
So there's an item before us then under item 3 to approve a resolution that allows us to file each of those 9 items that Mr. Cohen just described. Anybody care to make that motion?
I make it.
Made.
So moved.
Is it seconded?
Seconded.
It's been made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 I vote aye as well. That resolution is passed. Item 4, Heaven?
Okay, item 4, tab 4 in your materials, contains the authority's investment guidelines. These guidelines govern NIFA's investments, including the sales, monitoring, accounting, reporting, and internal controls by and of the authority. No changes are recommended at this time. However, they must be submitted to and approved by the board annually. So consequently, we are recommending that the investment guidelines be accepted by the committee today and be forwarded to the board for approval at its next meeting later this evening.
I note that it's been carried forward since 2003 on the cover page. Any major changes this year or other than
No.
conforming to state guidelines?
Zero changes.
Zero
this
changes
year.
at all, so
Yeah.
that should make it easy. Would somebody care to move to approve the
I'll
investment
move.
guidelines? Been made?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. That resolution passes. I believe we are at the moment of the committee where we have an internal controls review. I think that, Carl, you're going to lead us through that.
What you have before you is a status report of NIFA's internal controls, which is to be presented each year. In it, we note the steps taken to support our system of internal controls during the period mentioned. As a result of the steps we took last year, we at the staff level are satisfied that our system of internal controls is effective in safeguarding assets that pass through our control and in detecting any errors in a timely manner. I note that we continue updating our policies and procedures as needed in our ongoing effort to improve our internal control system. The purpose of this report is to inform you of the status of our internal control system, and no action is required on your part. Can I answer any questions?
Any questions for Carl?
All right.
No. Thank you. Hearing none, I think the next motion that's appropriate is to adjourn this committee meeting.
So moved.
Made? Second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. The committee is adjourned. Mr. Chairman, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Chris. I just wanted to indicate, I wanted to thank Chris especially, but the audit committee and the staff for the hard work that they did about this. I know that, this was being worked on starting in the fall of last year, I think. And I know that you guys did a great job. Chris, you've been very involved in putting all this together, making sure that it's appropriate and that every I is dotted and T is crossed. And on behalf of the other board members, I want to thank you personally for the great work that you've done. And of course, Carl and staff, everyone, thank you for all your hard work. It really paid off. A lot of work goes into this that people don't see, but we do see it, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. With that in mind, I want to call to order the formal board meeting of the directors. First of all, roll call, starting with Mo.
Mo Mechi, present.
Rory Lansman, present.
Richard Kessel, present.
Chris Wright, present.
Lester Petracca, present. All right, we do have a quorum, so we will proceed. I want to just indicate a couple of things to the board, and there'll be more to say, I guess, at the next meeting. While we were kind of having a little supper and talking, the New York State budget was formally agreed to by the governor and the two legislative leaders, the Speaker of the Assembly and the President of the Senate. First of all, I want to congratulate the governor and her entire staff and the legislature as well for agreeing. This has been a long haul. Budget is due on April 1st. It's almost May 1st, so it's almost a month late. But all of the work that had to be done and a lot of the issues that were not included in the original budget, thanks to the leadership shown, especially by the governor, resulted in this agreement. So the legislature had a handshake agreement tonight. My guess is that the budget itself and now has to go through the process of being printed, analyzed, and voted on, which will probably take a few more days. But I commend them for the great job they did. I wanted to indicate on the record to the board that the budget does include legislation that we worked on very closely with the governor's office and the governor herself regarding NUMC and regarding NIFA itself. We haven't seen, obviously, a draft of what the everyone has agreed to, so I'm not going to comment on the specifics until another time. But I want to thank, again, I want to thank the board members for working with me and the governor's office because a lot of what this budget includes is some major steps forward regarding the future of the Nassau University Medical Center and the future of NIFA itself. And again, I think let's wait until the budget is passed and then we'll have more specific comment on it and what it contains. But I did want to indicate to the board and to the public that I'm very happy that the budget was finally adopted. I think they did a really great job, and you know, we were very much into some of the aspects of the budget, and we'll see what comes out of it, but I think it ultimately benefit the taxpayers, and that's what it's all about. Is there any other comment anyone wants to make at this point? Okay. We've got the approval of the minutes of the meeting last held on February 13th, 2025. First of all, do I hear a motion to adopt the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Lester. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mo. Are there any comments on the minutes? Any changes? Any omissions or additions? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, now we have the receipt of the audited financial statements and related actions. I'll hand it over to Chris.
Mr. Chairman, at a meeting that just concluded prior to this meeting, attended by every member of the board, including non-members of the committee, all of whom had opportunity to ask questions, the Audit and Internal Controls Committee approved the receipt and acceptance of audited financial statements, the approval of various reports, and the readoption of our investment guidelines, and did so unanimously. So I would move that items 2, 3, and 4 of the agenda be adopted by the board.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, seconded by Lester. Is there any discussion or comment about it? Obviously, Chris covered a lot of that in the committee report, but is there anyone that wants to comment further on it? All right, hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion carries. Now, we want to go into the procurement guidelines. Evan is next.
Yes, so the board may wish to consider items 5, 6, and 7 at the same time. I'll step through them individually. but,
Great.
Yes, so the procurement contracts guidelines govern the authority's procurement contracts, which are agreements for the acquisition of goods and services of any kind. The property, item 6, the property disposition contract guidelines govern the use, awarding, monitoring, and reporting of contracts for the disposal of property. And item 7 is the Code of Ethics lists the standards and principles of conduct that applies to the authority's employees, directors, and former employees. So these items must be approved by the board annually, and we are recommending that no changes be made to any of them at this time. So they are the same as had been approved last year.
And there are no recommended changes from the state that we're ignoring? It's all, we don't have any
Correct.
guidance to the contrary? Okay.
So they are now, items 5, 6, and 7 are being, are submitted to the directors for full board approval.
Evan, just a quick question.
Sure.
Indicated before that the state budget is on its way to being approved. There may be some issues, not bad issues, I'm just saying issues related to NIFA itself. Are those something that we might have to review and amend these at all, or we'll have to wait and see what comes out of it?
Well, I suppose we'll have to wait and see, but, it's always best to, but I don't envision any changes that are part of the state's adopted budget that would impact or affect our guidelines that I just outlined. all
Okay.
three of them.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on the part of the board? All right, hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt 5, 6, and 7?
Moved.
Moved it, I'll second it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Next, Martha, you want to come up and talk about the county contracts?
Sure. The board has in front of, you have in front, item 60825, Inspire Financial Health. The vendor was selected through an open competitive bidding process. The term of the contract is from January 1, 2025 through December 31, 2029, with an option to renew for 2 years through 2031, and is valued at $15.4 million, including the renewal option period. The vendor provides flexible spending and health reimbursement programs, administration services. On April 23, 2025, the county submitted an emergency approval request in the amount of $500,000, which Chairman Kessel approved because the vendor could not continue to reimburse the county employees' flexible spending claims. In front of you right now, the amount to be approved is 15.4, which includes the advance of $500,000. Are there any questions?
The timeline here is, so between January 1st and March 10th, what was the status of coverage? Was it sort of a carryover from the prior provider?
There is Melissa Howard from the Department of Human Resources is here.
Just curious how that
and
worked, yeah.
Could you come?
They did continue to provide services seamlessly from.
Could you speak a little louder?
Can you come up?
Yeah, if you
Come
don't
on
mind.
up.
Because we've got
Sorry.
700,000 people are watching this live stream right now.
More than that. A lot more than that, yeah.
Sorry,
Good
it's a low
evening.
night. It's
They
competing with baseball.
did continue to provide services
new
beginning
vendor?
in January, correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the old-
they were, Aetna was our previous vendor. They had a subsidiary, Payflex, which in turn became the vendor that we
So there was some
ultimately-
continuity. It wasn't
There
like you were
was, yep.
exposed or self-insured for 3 months or anything?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry.
Any other questions?
Okay, any other questions? All right,
Just,
Joey.
sorry, one other question was, how does this compare to the cost we had under the prior contract on an annual basis?
So it's actually, the per member fee for us is substantially less. It's almost half. It's $265 now that we're paying per individual versus the $425.
It's per member per month?
Correct.
Good.
Any further questions?
Big difference.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adopt this resolution approving the contract?
Yes.
Okay, Mo?
Second.
Chris seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Martha?
The next item is 62825, Carmen Tompkins LLC. The agency providers for preschool special education evaluation, special education itinerant teacher services, and center-based programs are approved by the New York State Department of Education and contracted with local municipalities according to New York State Education Law, Section 4410, Special Education Services and Programs for Preschool Children with Disabilities. This contract is valued at $6.2 million, and its term is from September 1, 2025 through August 31, 2030. The county received 59.5% reimbursement in the form of state aid for these services. The vendor provides, again, mandated education and or related services for an evaluation for Nassau County preschool students with a disability who are between the ages of 3 to 5. Are there any questions on this?
Any questions on the part of the board? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to accept this resolution? Chris, I'll second it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, Martha. Before Colin, you come up, I just wanted to indicate, I asked Martha before the meeting, and I've stated this before, that we have been accused by the board of the medical center, the current board, of stalling and holding up hospital contracts. I just want to indicate there are no hospital contracts on the agenda tonight, but no contracts have come from the hospital to us. In how long, Martha?
Since the last meeting, another meeting that we just passed, I believe it's March. Yes,
Since
since March.
March.
So your
Yes.
position is that it's difficult to approve contracts that haven't been submitted for
Exactly.
Correct.
approval, is that? the-
Exactly,
the-
and I think we need to
okay.
state on the record that,
Clarify.
that either we're not getting those contracts, or those contracts are being executed without our permission, which is completely illegal. I will reach out, there is a new chairman of the board for interim chair. I will reach out to discuss this with her, but I want to make it clear on the record that there are no hospital contracts pending before NIFA, and we haven't received any in quite a while. Thank you. Thank you,
Welcome.
Martha.
Thank you.
Connell, consideration of the general obligation bonds and bond anticipation notes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The county has informed NIFA of its desire to raise money to pay for general and sewer capital projects in the amount of approximately $249 million, plus cost of issuance, through its sale of bonds or bond anticipation notes. They're asking for our approval for the borrowing as required during the control period. At the same time, the county would be issuing approximately $45.8 million worth of bonds, plus cost of issuance, which were approved at our November 2024 meeting. The combined total is approximately $294.9 million, again, including cost of issuance. The county has informed us the debt service following the transaction would be substantially consistent with the county's multi-year financial plan projections, and they've also informed us that they have approved bond ordinances for all of the bonds. Their current plans are to issue the bonds in mid-May. They want to do this ideally on a competitive basis, but due to the recent market volatility, the county is requesting authorization to issue the bonds on a negotiated basis or in a private placement. But again, the preference is to do it on a competitive basis.
And we're out of our own ability to do this for them, right? That
Correct.
came and went.
That's right, that's expired.
Because our rates are okay, too.
Right,
Better.
we're still, yeah, the county's gotten better in its ratings, but,
Okay.
yep. As in past borrowings, the approvals shall be limited to only those items or projects eligible to be capitalized in accordance with GAAP, and that those that have an original period of probable usefulness or useful life of 5 years or greater, other than for public safety vehicles. I'm happy to address any questions you may have.
Public safety vehicles, we go 3, is that the?
They're typically 3, right?
Okay.
Are there any questions on the part of the board?
Go further.
All right, seeing none, do I hear a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Okay, Lester, I'll second it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The motion carries, the bonds can be issued. Before I go, we announce executive session. Is there any board member who wants to bring up any business, new or old? Nope. All right, seeing none, I will now entertain a motion for the directors to conduct an executive session pursuant to Public Officers Law 105 to consider the financial history of a particular corporation and certain matters related to proposed, pending, or current litigation and possible personnel issues as well. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Okay, Mo?
Second.
Okay, Lester, second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, carries. I don't anticipate that the board will take any further votes or actions this evening other than coming back to reconvene and adjourn. I just want to let people know who might not want to stay. Anyway, thank you very much. Kat, when's the next board meeting, tentative?
Tentative for May 15th.
All right, tentative May 15th, and obviously we'll have to discuss that as well. There are a number of things before us that we may have to move on at a different date, sooner or later. Okay, we'll see you soon. Thank you. Let's go into executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Second,
You want to call it up?
okay. Do I hear motion to adjourn?
Adjourn.
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Have a good night, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Lester.